On a cold November morning in 1274, 80 Japanese samurai stood on a windswept beach, watching as 900 ships carrying 20,000 Mongol warriors approached their shores. By sunset, those 80 men would be dead, but their sacrifice would save an entire nation from conquest. 80 against 20,000, a ratio of 250 to 1. This wasn't just a battle, it was the first domino in an invasion that threatened to erase Japanese civilization forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand how 80 doomed men changed the course of history, why the Mongols never saw it coming, and how a suicide stand on a forgotten island saved Japan from the most powerful empire on earth. You'll discover the tactical genius hidden within apparent madness, the psychological warfare that turned defeat into strategic victory, and the butterfly effect that led to the legendary kamikaze. But here's what the history books don't tell you. Why did Sō Sukekuni choose certain death over strategic withdrawal? What secret message did the samurai send with their bodies? How did 80 deaths multiply into thousands of Mongol casualties? The Mongol Empire had never lost. 65 million dead across Eurasia. In 50 years, the Mongols had conquered 24% of Earth's total land. They had perfected the art of annihilation. Cities that resisted were erased. Entire civilizations vanished beneath Mongol hooves. How could medieval Japan's outdated tactics work against history's most advanced military? How did a massacre become a rallying cry that united a nation? What personal vendetta drove Sō Sukekuni to face the Korean generals leading the invasion? Let me set the stage for the most lopsided battle in military history. Japan, in 1274, was isolated, feudal, and completely unprepared for what was coming. While the Mongol Empire had revolutionized warfare with Chinese gunpowder, Korean shipbuilding, and Persian siege tactics, Japan's samurai still fought by ancient codes of individual honor. Then came Kublai Khan's ultimatum: submit or be destroyed. The letter arrived in 1268, dripping with threat. If you refuse, we shall invade your land, and you will learn what we are capable of. Japan's response shocked the world. They sent the Mongol envoys away without reply. When more envoys came, Japan's young regent, Hojo Tokimune, did the unthinkable. He had them beheaded. The message was clear. Japan would never kneel. But wait, it gets even more insane. Japan had no standing army, no unified command, just scattered clans who spent more time fighting each other than preparing for invasion. Their greatest warriors fought with swords and bows, perfect for honorable duels, useless against Mongol mass tactics. Enter Sō Sukekuni, the demon of Tsushima. Lord of the island that stood between Korea and Japan, he commanded just 80 mounted samurai. History remembers him as stubborn, traditional, maybe even foolish, but hidden in the historical records is something else. A man who understood that some battles are fought not to win, but to send a message. The power dynamics were staggering. The Mongol Empire controlled everything from Poland to Korea. They had the world's most advanced navy, built by conquered Korean shipwrights. They had Chinese artillery, Muslim engineers, and the collective military knowledge of 100 conquered nations. Tsushima wasn't just Japan's first line of defense. It was a 271-square-mile island with no walls, no fortifications, and no chance. The Mongols could have bypassed it entirely, but Kublai Khan wanted to make an example. He wanted Japan to watch its frontier burn. What happened next shocked even the battle-hardened Mongols, because Sō Sukekuni had a plan, not a plan to win, a plan to lose in a way that would echo through eternity. He would turn military suicide into psychological warfare. The stage was set. Two worlds were about to collide, the Mongol Empire's calculated brutality against Japan's weaponized honor. Modern military analysts have discovered that everything that followed was actually deliberate. Every death planned, every sacrifice calculated. But how do you stop an invasion force that's never been defeated? The Mongol armada that appeared off Tsushima's coast defied comprehension. 900 ships stretched to the horizon, 20,000 soldiers, 15,000 horses. The largest invasion fleet the world had ever seen, and it was just the beginning. Consider this mind-blowing fact. The Mongol composite bow could kill at 350 meters, triple the range of Japanese bows. They had thunder crash bombs, early grenades that exploded with noise and shrapnel, poisoned arrows designed to kill even with flesh wounds, catapults that could demolish wooden structures from offshore. The technology gap was like bringing automatic weapons to a sword fight. But it wasn't just weapons, it was doctrine. Mongols fought as units, coordinated by drums and flags. They used feigned retreats, encirclements, and psychological warfare. They had conquered civilizations far more advanced than Japan. Against this stood Sō Sukekuni's 80 samurai, armed with katana swords, naginata polearms, and traditional asymmetric bows. They wore elaborate armor designed for individual combat, heavy and restrictive compared to Mongol leather. Their horses were smaller, bred for mountain warfare, not steppe chargers. But here's what the history books don't tell you about these men. Each samurai wasn't just a warrior, they were poets, calligraphers, students of Buddhism and Shinto. They spent years perfecting sword techniques that would be useless against Mongol arrow storms. They lived by Bushido, the way of the warrior, which demanded death before dishonor. Commander profiles reveal the impossible odds. Leading the Mongol force, Liu Fuheng, veteran of campaigns across China. His deputy, Hong Dagu, had crushed rebellions from Vietnam to Tibet. The Korean generals Kim Bang-gyeong and Pak Yon commanded soldiers who had spent lifetimes perfecting naval invasions. Against them, Sō Sukekuni, age 41, who had never fought a battle larger than a clan skirmish. His lieutenants were local nobles, trained in ceremony more than strategy. The number is staggering. The Mongols had more generals than Tsushima had samurai. Yet in that moment of certain death, something extraordinary happened. Archaeological evidence reveals something chilling. In the days before the invasion, Sukekuni gathered his 80 samurai for ritual purification. They wrote death poems. They said goodbye to families. They prepared their souls for what was coming. Because Sukekuni knew something the Mongols didn't. Geography made Tsushima vulnerable. A flat beach perfect for landing troops. No natural defenses, nowhere to retreat. But this vulnerability could become a trap. Not a physical trap, a psychological one. The pre-battle rituals speak volumes. While Mongols prepared siege equipment and counted arrows, the samurai sharpened swords they knew they'd barely use. They polished armor that wouldn't save them. They fed horses that would die beneath them. Then came the moment that changed everything. Dawn, November 4th, 1274. Mongol drums echoed across the water. The invasion had begun. From Tsushima's watchtowers, sentries counted ships until they lost count. The horizon turned black with war. As dawn broke on November 4th, 1274, two worlds were about to collide. 5:47 a.m. First light revealed the impossible. The sea itself seemed to move toward Tsushima. 900 ships in attack formation, their Korean-built hulls cutting through morning mist. From the watchtowers, Japanese sentries sent mirror signals inland. Enemy beyond counting. Imagine this. You're standing on that beach, watching death approach at 8 knots. The sound reaches you first. Mongol war drums, synchronized across the fleet, creating a heartbeat of doom. Then Korean battle songs, 20,000 voices promising annihilation. Your horse shifts nervously beneath you. Your 79 brothers in arms stand silent, knowing these are their last hours. 6:15 a.m. Sō Sukekuni convenes his final war council. His generals suggest the logical response. Retreat inland. Force the Mongols to fight in difficult terrain. Buy time for reinforcements. But Sukekuni reveals his stunning decision. We fight on the beach. We fight where they can see us. We fight where our deaths will echo loudest. 7:30 a.m. First Mongol landing craft hit Komoda beach. What followed defied all laws of warfare. The samurai, following ancient tradition, sent their youngest warrior forward, 16-year-old Taira no Kagetaka, to challenge the enemy to single combat. He announced his lineage, his achievements, his challenge to any Mongol brave enough to face him. The Mongols' response shattered Japanese honor codes forever. No champion emerged. Instead, the sky darkened with arrows. 1,000 shafts turned Taira into a human pincushion. He died before his challenge was complete, his words literally cut short by Korean arrows. But hidden in the carnage was a stroke of genius. This wasn't medieval stupidity, it was calculated psychology. Every samurai who died following Bushido code sent a message: we will not adapt. We will not modernize. We will die as we have lived. And that terrified the Mongols more than any military innovation could. 8:45 a.m. The Mongol beachhead expanded rapidly. Thunder crash bombs exploded among Japanese horses, causing panic. Poisoned arrows found gaps in samurai armor. Korean infantry formed shield walls that samurai swords couldn't penetrate. The technological mismatch was absolute. Then something happened that military historians still can't explain. As villages burned behind them, Sukekuni had ordered civilians to evacuate and torch everything. The 80 samurai formed a single line on the beach. Not a defensive position, not a tactical formation. A parade line, as if preparing for ceremony rather than slaughter. Hong Dagu, watching from his command ship, reportedly asked his translator 3 times, "What are they doing?" The answer made no sense. "They are preparing to die beautifully." 9:30 a.m. The pattern was established. Individual samurai would charge forward, announce themselves, and die under arrow fire. Each death took precious minutes. Each ceremony forced Mongol troops to watch warriors choose death over tactical sense. The psychological impact was immediate. Mongol conscripts, many of them Chinese and Korean forced into service, began whispering about Japanese demons who loved death more than life. But wait, it gets even more insane. Civilian evacuations revealed Sukekuni's deeper strategy. He had ordered specific evacuation patterns, ensuring refugees would be visible to Mongol scouts. The message: these aren't warriors defending resources, these are fanatics defending ideas. Every Japanese you kill will die like this. Every beach, every village, every foot of ground will cost you warriors. The burning village strategy created tactical problems for the Mongols. Smoke obscured sight lines. Flames prevented cavalry charges through settled areas. The scorched earth meant no immediate resupply from conquered territory. Sukekuni had turned his island's weakness into psychological warfare. 10:15 a.m. 3 hours into the invasion, Mongol forces had established a secure beachhead. Their casualties, fewer than 50. Japanese casualties, 23 samurai dead, each dying in ritualistic charges that achieved nothing tactically. Then Sō Sukekuni gave an order that defied all military logic. Instead of the piecemeal suicide charges, all remaining samurai would attack together, not in smart formations that might achieve tactical surprise, not using terrain or timing to their advantage. A frontal charge across open beach into the teeth of the most efficient killing machine on Earth. The Mongol drummers increased tempo, signaling enemies approaching. Archers knocked arrows. Infantry braced shields. What came next would be remembered for 750 years. 10:27 a.m. Sō Sukekuni raised his war fan. 57 samurai formed a single line. 23 had already fallen in individual charges. Their horses stamped and snorted, sensing what was coming. 200 meters of open beach stretched between them and 20,000 Mongol invaders. Totsugeki! Sukekuni's war cry split the morning air. 57 horses exploded